Well, hello everybody and welcome to One Raceway for this, the opening round of the Osborn's Transport HQ Holden Championship. Joining me, Daniel Beckinsale, in commentary is Dave Amor. Dave, looks like it's going to be some fantastic racing to start the season.
Certainly is. Round one for New South Wales, absolutely fantastic. Good to see Jared Harbour has put it on pole. He's pushed Brett Osborn back in a second position. Osborn's Transport, as you can see there, the blue car is the number one car, is Brett Osborn. Right beside him is little Johnny. And also we go right through the pack all the way. We've got a fairly good field here of 19 cars. Like you said, we're back. We're back at long last at Wakefield Park, Goulburn, you know. It feels like years. It's almost been 26. It's almost been 26 months, mate.
Yeah,
it's been a while, but it's absolutely fantastic. The facilities, the track, the maintenance, the change, the update. Wow, have they spent some money here?
It's definitely a fantastic place to come and visit, and thank you to One Raceway as well for hosting us this weekend. They've pulled out all the stops to make sure that everybody can be as comfortable as possible for the first weekend back, and don't these HQs look absolutely resplendent. You can see there Johnston on screen, Parker just in front of him. I think that's a change of livery for Johnston as well for this year.
Yes, it is, yep.
He's changed it up. We'll have to keep an eye out for a red car now. The rest of the field coming through as well. It's been a bit of a topsy-turvy qualifying session. As you said earlier, Osborn not on pole, which we had a chat about off-air before the day started, and Dave, you were hoping that Osborn wouldn't be on pole, so he had to battle his way through a little bit, and looks like you got your wish, and I missed out on that one.
Well, mate, it was absolutely fantastic. Now, Harbour's car, have a look at it,
okay.
202. Yeah. Perfect number for a HQ. Everyone knows that. Brett Osborn, Johnny Baxter, Dave Poglio, he's in the new car. He's no longer got those funny-looking colours on his car. Dave Poglio, 39 car. Right behind him, we've also got Deering, keep an eye on him. Johnny Baxter, but we've also got father and son.
Yep.
Okay. And of course the young blokes in front of the old man.
And they've gone with the same colours this year just to confuse me a little bit more as the revs rise and we launch for the first time in season 2025 in the Osborn's Transport HQ Holdens. It's Harbour and Osborn down into turn one. It looks like Harbour's going to have the racing line. It's all about momentum now through turns 1 and 2. There's no real hard break. You can see we're working hard. The Kendra is already squealing as everybody pushes as hard as they can through turns 1 and 2, and it's Harbour who is going to lead us up the hill for the first time.
Certainly is. We've got the Kendra tyres, we've got the Pettis suspension and 3-speed gearboxes, 355, screaming at around about 5,800 revs down into the new turn 1. And the track is longer, but the speed and the upkeep of the track is absolutely magnificent. You can certainly see it. The upgrades are here, there, everywhere. Talking to the drivers, David, yep, it's real good. The fish hook's quite nice, over the top's quite nice. Coming onto the front straight, yeah, she's different. Side by side.
Oh, Deering and Parker.
Deering parking there. Oh, Deering's gone wide. That's normally, hang on to it. Put a couple of pumps of grease into the elbows there. And also Mark Baxter now has gone up the inside there at Deering. Deering's gone back 1, 2.
No.
Deering is wide. Deering's a loose cannon at the moment, the number 4 car.
He's going back as quickly as he went forward, didn't he? As he got a little bit on the dirt there and just lost all those positions, trying to run around the outside of Ashton Parker, who was having none of that, as now Baxter moves his way into second place in the race. So he will now, third place in the race even. Thank you for that, Dave. Glad you can count. I can't.
That's
obviously.
all right, mate. I'm just making sure my fingers were at the right angles for you. But we've got Harbour there, the 202. Brett Osborn's keeping him honest. But Brett Osborn's got the number one because in Tasmania we had the HQ Nationals last year at Baskerville, and New South Wales finished first, second and third, and Brett Osborn once again was able to take out the Nationals. So absolutely brilliant. Dave Poglio is back into fourth position in the 39 car.
I tell you what, Proglio in a white car is hard for me to get my head around after so many years of a wrap job that had lines and things all over it. As now they come through, the dust left from Deering. Harbour is feeling the pressure from Osborn, but it doesn't look like there's a way he can get through yet. And just look at the pace that Baxter's had. He is close right up onto the back of these guys on the entry to that final slingshot corner. They're now, I guess, starting to term it because it's all about momentum onto the straight. And it looks like Osborn's got it to the outside, though. It's going to be a tough run at 1 and 2.
He certainly is. Can Osborn go round the outside, There's a song about that, but I don't think so. The 202 car there, Equity Views car, has just gone bang, mate. She's my spot. I put it on pole and I want to lead this race for as many laps as possible. Johnny Baxter has certainly come right up behind his teammate there. I've Brett Osborn there, the number one car, Osborn Transport. Beautiful looking delivery cars, and once again Osborn, the major sponsor for New South Wales. But don't forget all the other sponsors, the front number plate, the rear number plate, everyone on the guards. It's absolutely fantastic to see. There's 2 new people that have come on board for sponsoring the HQ's New South Wales, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's good to see the category going from strength to strength, and the presentation of the cars keeps on lifting as well. I know a lot of people sometimes wonder, how are these cars still racing? As now, I think Osborn's got the overlap. He's worked it out onto the back, well, I guess you call it back kinky straight. I don't know what you'd name that anymore. But he's got down the inside of Harbour, and they're going to run side by side through the final corner onto the main straight. This is how you make a move at the new One Raceway, and Osborn may well make this stick. We'll see if Harbour's got the drive. He does. I tell you what, he's got that 202 singing out in front.
He certainly has. He's just found a new way to come onto the front straight, actually. Brett Osborn went out a bit wide and certainly hit that ripple strip, which slowed the momentum of that car down. Now they're side by side, but Harbour, that thing has got some mojo. It certainly has that 202. Single carby. They all run the same camshaft, ladies and gentlemen. So they all get checked, measured and sealed. Absolutely brilliant. Brett Osborn. Oh, no, he hasn't. No, Harbour's got a much better line. Brett is trying absolutely everything. He hasn't got number one on the car for no reason. He's trying different lines, and Harbour keeps on coming back. Equity Views car, if you want repairs done to your house. Oh, mate, why did he do that for? Commentator's curse. Back to fourth position. Have to keep an eye on this now. Brett Osborn out in front, but Harbour will definitely come back.
I was just thinking that's the 47
McKay there, McClay. So
going off.
He's got problems. David Poglio in a 39 car. He's had handling problems with that all weekend. I've been selling him bits and pieces. So we finally got it going. So it's good. He's into third position at the moment, the 39 car. That was the ex-Shane Cox car. Dave Poglio damaged a few cars last year, but he's got that car up and going. His other car is still in the panel shop. Glenn Deering, here we go again. He's gone all the way back, Glenn Deering. He's got issues or problems at Brett Simpson there, and also his son. Another father-son team there for the Deerings. We've got Jake and also Glenn. Glenn's got problems.
Yeah, he's definitely slowing onto the main straight. Just before he slipped off there, I was thinking Harbour is making it the hardest as we go safety car. Yellow flags are out. Safety car rolling out on the track. You can see there at turn 1. So somebody's gone off. It might still just be
I reckon that's McClay there.
I just could see, there he is. There was dust up in the air, it looked like, at turn 1, so I wasn't sure if somebody touched the gravel or something like that out there on the exit. But I was just thinking about Harbour probably made that one of the hardest passes that Osborn's had to do in the last couple of seasons of HQ racing to get to the lead of the race. He worked on him for 2 laps. And I don't think there was contact down through the fishhook. It looked like Harbour just pushed so hard down into there that he slid a little bit wide, and now he has some more work to do with Proglio. Of course, huge thanks to Osborn's Transport for their support of the HQ Holden Championship in 2025 and all the other fantastic sponsors. Make sure to get online, check out their Facebook page, check out all of the ways you can keep up to date with HQ Racing, including the weekly or bi-weekly, or sometimes it's on HQ Extra. which the guys do a lot of work behind the scenes to promote HQ racing as well. So Bucko and Healy get on there and talk up what's going on in the world of HQ. So if you want to know more about what's happening here, make sure to check that one out. They've had you on there as well, Dave. You've kept them up to date.
Yeah, well, they certainly have, mate. It's absolutely fantastic and good to see. But, like Brett Osborn, his car is normally on rails, and watching it, mate, it wasn't. So
it was
Brett
sliding, wasn't it?
Yeah. Brett's at 110%.
He's working hard.
And working very, very hard. Those Kenda tyres for their 8th year now in HQ racing, absolutely brilliant with the HQ tyres on the side of it. They look like the NASCAR tyres, everything else. That really brings the dressing of the cars up to absolutely awesome. So,
it does.
The
Buff them up
202
and go
car.
again, and you're all good.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. So they're a tyre you buy from Highway Tyres. Yep. Then I get a heap of them. We buff them. We buff them down to around about between 2.5 to 3 mil. All depends what the car owners want. Why do we buff them? To make them last longer and go faster, ladies and gentlemen. A full wet tyre moves the tyre around, blows the rubber out on the tyres. So we machine them down, literally like a lathe.
Yep.
We cut that rubber off of them on the rim. So what I do is unload them off the truck, put them on the floor. Then I cut all the plastic off them. Then I mount them. Then I buff them. Then I take them back off, load them into my truck. Then I bring them to the track. So it's 7 times I touch that. I touch that Kenda tyre. But absolutely brilliant value for money, and all the Kenda tyre range is absolutely brilliant. But Petter suspension, what Petter's put on your mum and dad's car or your 4-wheel drive, it's a good shock. It's the red ones, so it's a performance shocker. You go standard, you go to comfort, then you go to a Petter shocker, and it's absolutely brilliant. We've been racing Petters for almost 20 years now, and we've had a fantastic run, so thank you, Petters. Value for money, and that's what HQ Racing's all about. Affordable excitement. The tyres, the shockers, like I was saying, 3-speed gearboxes. What we've done with the HQ Holdens is we took all the interior out, so the hood lining's gone, the back seat, and the 2 seats. Put a race seat in there, a harness, a roll cage, the suspension kit and everything else like that. So a HQ race car is around about your $12,000 to $20,000. Why is the difference? It's just like buying a new car. It comes with added extras, or it comes with history.
Yeah.
And you buy a car off an Osborn or a Stootman or Williams or Dart Racing, whatever. Those cars have got history. You know they're a good car, and you can go buy them. It's affordable excitement. If you want to go racing tin top, bring your mates along, have a car trailer and all the rest, value for money, go get an S2 licence, get a CAMS licence, AASA licence, do some practicing. Righto, then go get your licence, and then let's go racing with your mates. And that's what HQ Racing's about. It's right at the start of grassroots motorsport. The 202 Holden single carby.
Yep.
And, we've got these things absolutely fanging around the tracks.
They do sing, that's for sure.
Drive it like you stole it.
And a lot of the guys do. They definitely push it. And make sure as well, if you're in New South Wales or even any other state, the HQ National Championships are coming to the ARDC SMSP at the end of the season. We're green flag this lap, so Osborn's got the pace. But make sure August 22 to 24, I believe, are the dates. Get down to Sydney Motorsport Park and check out what will be 2 days of the best HQ races from around the nation, trying to chase down that man out in front, Osborn. He's got a couple of national championships under his belt, a couple of state championships under his belt. He's the man to beat in HQ racing around the nation at the moment as we go back to green flag racing yet again.
Yeah, he certainly is. But don't forget, at Sydney Motorsport Park, New South Wales HQs are racing in March. We've just been told that our race 2 now is also in March, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
The 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there, you'll be able to tell me, mate. You're good with that computer.
I'll find it on my calendar.
Yeah, please do that, mate. Make sure you're on the right calendar.
No,
but as they come screaming through the officials, through the S's over the top there, Mark Baxter, we've got Johnson there in the 10 car, the new delivery. We've got Darren Parker there. Now, both Parker's cars are the same colours. So we've got Aston, which has got the single headlight. There it is, number 40. Dad's got the twin headlight, which is the GDS model. You could say the premier model. So the Sun's out in front. The Sun's doing absolutely fantastic there in 5th position. We've got Osborn's Transport, 1st and 2nd. We've got the king, you might as well say, Brett Osborn. Then we've got little Johnny right in behind him. Then we've got Dave Pogo. Listen to those Kenders screaming. We've got a bit like a Thunderdome, you could say, coming out of the last corner there. And we're pit entry there on the left. Darren Parker right over the boot lid there of Johnson.
He's working hard on the back of Johnston, isn't he, as he's trying to get past. Then he has to get up the road to try to get to Ashton, who's starting to put pressure on the back of Harbour and Proglio here. They're dropping away from the 2 leaders. The Osborn cars, we've seen it over many seasons. What they'll do is they'll just put their heads down and try to open up a gap before they fight it out for the win. But with 2.5 minutes left on the clock, there's probably not a lot of time to start pushing away. August 30, 31 is when you need to be at Sydney Motorsport Park for the best HQ racing you'll see, with all the national competitors making the journey to one of Australia's premier tracks. So
45 to 50 cars, mate. 45 to 50 cars.
It's going to be big.
There'll be cars coming from all over Australia, and don't forget little Tassie. I'm sure there'll be 3 or 4 of those guys coming through to have a go. Plenty of guys come from Western Australia. They bring a truckload. Queensland brings a truckload. Victoria, I'm sure, will be pushing for at least 6 or 8 of those guys to come through because, mate, it's a beautiful looking trophy on the mantelpiece. So what can Harbour do here with Dave Poglio? Dave Poglio, like I said, has been having issues with his car. It seems to be going all right. The Harbour car there is very, very quick. He put it on pole, but Harbour's having issues trying to get past Poglio at the moment as they're screaming 5, 6, 5, 7 down into turn 1. Oh, they're screaming, but it's the Kenders.
He's got to the inside and then run a little bit wide between 1 and 2. That's going to give Proglio the run back up the hill. It's interesting how much you notice now, more than ever, in the HQs here at One Raceway. It is all about momentum. Momentum is what will slingshot you past somebody. You can see Ashton Parker has come right up to the back of these guys because he could just focus on how he was getting through 1 and 2. Proglio drops a wheel on the run down the hill as he's trying to push harder to open up that gap to Harbour and try to make himself have a little bit of breathing room. Of course, the Osborn's Transport New South Wales HQ Holdens here at One Raceway. It's fantastic to be back at One Raceway. Thanks to them for putting on an amazing looking circuit here today for us at this, rural New South Wales venue, I guess you could call it. And all the HQ boys tonight will probably head to the Astor, share stories of the race meeting, share stories of what's going on, and get back out and after it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, mate, there's a lot of stories that will happen at the Astor, I can guarantee you that, over many, many years, and definitely tonight. And that's what's so good about the New South Wales HQ, guys. You will see every competitor there for tea. Catching up and everything else like that. It's a massive big family. It's a get-together. They stay together all the time. Mate, what was that? Half a can of paint between them then?
It's a fantastic view, isn't it, to see how they push down through 1 and 2 now. And now Harbour trying again to the outside at 3. He's got the left-hander if he can make it stick like Osborn did to him. But no, Proglio's aware of it. He carried a little bit more mid-corner pace, dropped it across the front of Harbour. You could see that he didn't make the apex at 4, but didn't need to worry about that once he'd closed off turn 3. And now he makes this run, this constant radius right-hand corner down the hill. It puts a lot more energy through the car than it looks like on the TV screens as Harbour loses the rear again. It's like what he saw before.
Harbour's got a problem. Has he got a puncher? I don't know yet. But he certainly loses it now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's at least 34, if not 36 degrees. You know, the camera is telling you that it's a warm day, but the UV is right up there, I can tell you that. I'm sweating here in the commentary box. We've got no air conditioning.
I was going to say, we haven't given you air conditioning this weekend, Dave, so you have to deal with that as Osborn wins the opening round race of the opening round. Baxter in second. Unfortunate for Harbour, he's dropped all the way back to 5th. Proglio comes across the line, and you're going to see Ashton Parker pick up a top 4. He's so close to the podium. We saw it at the end of last season as well. He was right there, just couldn't bring it home as we go back to Deering further down the field, still putting pressure on Johnston.
No, that's the other car, the same one there, Smith. So
Smith.
Yep, so it's absolutely fantastic. But I'll tell you what, he's gone all the way back. Glenn's got an issue, got a problem with that one there as well. So And then we also got Brett Simpson there also coming all the way through. So
here's Johnston.
There's Johnson there.
Found
But
him
there's
now.
2 red cars, mate. Right?
Red cars with black on the boot.
Yeah, they're almost exactly the same colour red
Hard
too.
to tell.
So
That thing almost
Johnson's
seems
had
like it's
issues
rolling.
as well. So
Yeah. I'm not sure that's under its own power anymore. You'll just roll that to the end of the pit lane exit, I would expect. But geez, for the opening race of the round and the year, they definitely put on a show. I'm looking forward to Harbour getting back up there and hopefully taking it to Osborn yet again. He has the pace. He just can't get it stopped down into the fishhook. A little bit too much rear brake potentially he needs to work on, as we see Deering limping to the line as well. So a bit of walking wounded at the back of the field for the Osborn's Transport HQ Holden Championship. Dave, thanks for joining me in commentary for this first race. We'll see you again tomorrow.
For sure, mate, and I really appreciate it. And thank you all for listening. And don't forget, Blendline TV is grassroots motorsport. And congratulations to you, your company and your people that put this on for everything to happen and to see everything. And I understand you've got a lot of things happening this year. And let's hopefully it goes better for you. So good luck and thank you.
We just love being part of the motorsport as we round out the Osborn's Transport HQ Holden opening race here at One Raceway. They'll be back tomorrow, Sunday, with 2 more races. Next up on the Blendline coverage, it's Improved Production. They're down on the dummy grid. We're going to have a really short break here and we'll be back on the other side with more action.
Since being the first to make wipers over a century ago, Trico has protected drivers in all kinds of weather. Torrential downpours, gale force winds, wintry blasts, even when it's raining cats and dogs. Hey, who came up with that phrase anyway? Just imagine if it actually started... Alright. No matter what the conditions, Trico wipers maintain maximum windshield contact for safe, clear driving visibility, even in the harshest weather metaphors.
We are all set and ready for the opening race of the Improved Production Championship, proudly brought to you by CTL Logistics and Crisis Management here at One Raceway. A big thanks to One Raceway for their support of this weekend as well. They've definitely been keen to make sure that racing comes back in a big way. The Shelleys have put in a huge amount of effort and work, and we're looking forward to seeing what Improved Production can bring this weekend. We've got a combined grid, under 2 litre and over 2 litre mixed together. So kind of like what we see in Victoria as the guys leave the dummy grid area to make their way out onto the track. We'll start to get an idea of who's where as they roll out. Of course, one of the great things about Improved Production is you have under, over 2 litre, all sorts of different engine and driveline configurations as well, as they all work their way up the hill for the first time. And it looks like we've got a few under 2 litre cars at the front of the field. Got McCready, Hazelton, Burks sitting there in 3rd place. So Matthew Burks in the under 2 litre car as well. Then you've got Ryan Jagger, Engel sitting in 5th. 6th is Lenthal, who's one of our champions from last year, alongside, well, he was the outright champion over 2 litre. Then we've got Guinty, Algie, Tutton, Jowett, Vincent, Williams, Molesworth, Lama, Young, Lama, Wildridge are all there. Haynes, Fitzgerald, Herring, Reddy, Ensman, Lenzendorfer, Wildridge, Campbell and Hanson round out our field. Jeff Hanson bringing the Datsun back out for another run. We haven't seen the Sunny for a couple of seasons. Thoroughly enjoys getting that car out, and there you go, you can see the line of cars. So Hazelton sitting in 2nd place is our first over 2 litre car in the RX-7. There's Burks coming around in the Crisis Transport and Logistics car. Of course, huge thanks to Crisis Transport and Logistics for their support of improved production in season 2025, alongside all of the other category partners as well. Make sure to head to the Facebook page for Improved Production, as well as the website, to get more information about all of these cars and drivers. There's also post-event review videos and information, in-depth interviews. There's a lot going on the Facebook page for Improved Production New South Wales, so make sure to get over there and check that one out. Now, it's going to be very interesting here because, of course, One Raceway, the new configuration of it is a lot more about the flow than it is about point and squirt, as we've seen in the past. So turns 1 and 2 are a lot more momentum corners than the rest of the track used to be down through that section, and it's going to be interesting to see whether some of these V8 Commodores and the like are able to get through. Watch out for Engel. He's on the left-hand side, 3 rows back. He will no doubt get a great launch in the 4-wheel drive Evo. McCready is renowned for getting off the line as well. He's been the under 2 litre champion with a car that has got great refined pedigree, and it's great to see Hazelton getting an RX-7 back up there. We've seen them do very well in improved production racing throughout the years. So to see one up the front of the New South Wales Championship is a great thing to see. Big field of cars coming down to line up. How good is it to see the whole front straight with the improved production New South Wales Championship here at One Raceway. The revs rise. We've got a green flag at the back. A little bit of puff of smoke from Hazelton. Oh, Jagger has not got away well at all. Looks like Hazelton might lead us down into turn 1 as the field spreads across. The 2 leaders have drawn out well and truly. Burks and Jagger are going to go side by side. Engel's going to show the nose, and Lenthal trying to go 3 wide around the outside in the BMW. He had to give a little bit of room to the cars on the inside of him there and be able to bring it back in line as Jagger laid on the brakes, caught McCready a little bit too much into turn 3 and had to run a little bit wide. And now we get to see how these under 2 litre cars compare to the overs across the top of the hill. Going to see a lot of strengths and weakness changes throughout this race. It's the S15 of Ben Algai, sitting there holding off. Just behind him is Engels, so Algai's been able to get himself up a couple of positions off the start. Lenthal is under fire here into the final complex. He's got Tutton right in behind him, and Giulienti right behind that as well, showing the nose in the Civic. And you see there, the over 2 litre cars just power off the corner. They've got the straight line speed to be able to get away, and the unders get right back at them as Tutton's going to work around the outside of Lenthal, side by side through 1. We saw Lenthal try to make 3 wide work through turns 1 and 2 on the opening lap, and he hasn't quite made it work on the outside. This time Tutton runs very wide. It's all momentum up here into turn 3. Now Lenthal needs to hold the position on the outside. He's going to get a little bit of grass, just stays on the tarmac, but lost a lot of momentum through 4. And now he will come under fire from Guinty in the 13 Civic. Behind that is Williams coming through in the Commodore. Williams was a little bit out of position after qualifying. We've got Vincent parked off to the outside. I think that's the run up the hill to turn 3 and 4. We may not go safety car because he looks like he's parked well enough off the track here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the race continues. as they come round through the back section. And now the Williams car gets the run to the outside. He's going to go past Guenti. That's the difference between the K-moded Civic. He's going to look back to the inside. There's the momentum differential. He's able to make the move stick down the inside of the Commodore and has clear air by the time they're going up the hill. How's that as a turn up? Hazelton continues to lead the way in this race. He's got almost a second lead at the moment with 11.5 minutes left to go. We come down the hill and now Williams under pressure from Jowett. Jowett, of course, a previous champion of improved production, has shown the nose into the fishhook. It's a brave braking position there and there's a touch between the pair of them and Williams goes around. The Commodore is rotated and now facing the wrong direction. Always hard to start a hot Commodore as well. So we'll have to see what happens there. He gets it started back onto the grass. It's going to have all sorts of dirt on the tyres. We've seen in previous categories that once they get on the grass and try to get back on track, that's when you start to have a drama. So big moment for Williams. He's going to plummet back down through the field as Burks now puts pressure on the back of Jagger for third place in the race. So Hazelton flying the over 2 litre flag. He's got a bunch of under 2 litre cars behind him. McCready only half a second back. Then you've got these two who are actually almost closing the gap a little bit. Burks with a fantastic move at Sydney Motorsport Park at the end of last year. It's worth going back and watching that from his onboard as he managed to get the switchback through turns 4 and 5. Fantastic driving from the CTL Crisis Transport and Logistics driver. Of course, a huge thanks to Crisis Transport and Logistics and all the other Improved Production New South Wales sponsors for their support of this fantastic category. We love to see it here at One Raceway. Anywhere in Australia, actually, you'll turn out and watch Improved Production. Make sure to get up to the mountain for the 6 hour. There'll be a huge field of them up there. And then they're going to run at New South Wales multiple state championship rounds throughout the year. You'll be able to get your feet of them under lights even at Sydney Motorsport Park in the middle of the year. So get on their website, get on their Facebook page, find out the information, get trackside. And if you want to be able to see these cars racing, the guys will even let you in the garages to have a closer look at some of these fantastic machines as Jagger continues to come under pressure from Burks. This track's always suited Jagger's driving style and the build, the little Holden Barina. We go back through the field and just look at these cars everywhere. You've got Young there, you've got Larmore looking to the inside. He's trying to make a run in the Volvo. Wildridge on the outside in the Escort. He's going to go back around down the inside there. Takes the position away. That is, I think that's Molesworth. It is Molesworth in the Toyota Celica. So you've got Holden Commodore, Ford Escort, Toyota Celica. Sitting in behind there is a Volvo wagon as well. Diversity is the name of the game and they're all right together on the track. It looks like Williams trying to recover. No, that's not Williams. Yes, he is further back. So Williams is also trying to recover his way back through the field. He's only got 8 minutes left. He might be able to get himself through this gaggle of cars if he's able to pick the lines. It looks like May and Reddy in behind there as well. He's had a good few seasons in the BMW now as part of Improved Production as Molesworth looks to the inside of Wildridge and comes the outside for the jump over the curb onto the back straight, and they'll run side by side down the straight. As Wildridge gets going to the lane second, so Molesworth got there. Haynes has got past Lama behind in the Commodore as well. So you can see Haynes there in the red Commodore further back, not the young Commodore that's up in front. He's in the middle of this pack trying to work his way through. They come over the top of the hill yet again. There's the number 19 Larmore car. The Volvo with the throwback to almost British touring car spec. That car came online a couple of seasons back and the team have been working hard to get the best out of it that they can, and they're definitely getting the best out of it now. Down the inside of a Commodore into the fishhook, makes the move stick and gets there. So he's holding off a pair of Commodores now as Haynes and Williams, who's coming back through the field after that unfortunate contact. Just look at the different lines used through this section of the circuit. Everybody's still learning the best way to make this track work for their vehicle at the moment. Hazelton with a 1.5 second lead as we go back towards the front. McCready sitting in second. Third is Jagger. Fourth is Burks. Jagger and Burks have separated out a little bit here. Engel has not made the inroads on them as I expected. Of course, tipped him to launch hard in the four-wheel drive Evo and just hasn't been able to get there at the moment, even with the clear air. So he's got a bit of work to do still. We'll see what he can do in the closing 6 minutes of this race. Short, sharp sprint races here today at One Raceway. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for all of the action as well. We'll have the second and third improved production races as well as HQ Holdens here on Blendline TV. So come down through one, a little bit of a squiggle for Burks. He's just holding on to Jagger at this point. I don't think he's really got the outright power to be able to get at Jagger. He just has to sit in and hold for position and see if he can get the run. It's been interesting to watch how the run is what it's all about. It's Wildridge to the inside of Young. So he gets disposed of Molesworth and now to the inside. Oh, big slide moment onto the main straight. That will have lost him momentum there. You can see he kicked up a little bit of dust and Young gets around the outside. Williams is down the inside of Molesworth. Absolutely brilliant racing. The light cars, with their ability to brake late and carry so much more momentum through the corners, are really changing things up for the heavy vehicles here. It's such a good thing to see the difference between over and under 2 litre. Absolutely fantastic racing from the lot of them as well. Clean and respectful. It's a hallmark of improved production. As you can see, Lama in front in the little Renault Clio. He's probably looking in the rear view mirror every now and then, just hoping that these guys continue to trip over each other in these battles. So let's see if Wildridge can again show the noses. Oh, I think I just saw in the back a shot the other Larmore car, the Volvo, parked on the inside of the fishhook. So unfortunate for him, we get confirmation that it is him as Williams very late missed the apex by a mile there through the slingshot, and that allowed Molesworth to get through. Wildridge continuing to hold on to Young. He should pull away enough of a gap now. He's going to look to the inside of Larmore. So you can see the difference there that the main straight makes, and now Larmore to work around the outside. Wildridge trying to hold Williams off. It's all changing as quick as you can say it here amongst these cars. Late model, early model, under 2 litre, over 2 litre, all mixed in together, and we're seeing some brilliant racing from the lot of them. Williams, of course, fighting to get back up towards the front. As Larmore with a big off in the Clio, he gets back on. That's going to check the field up coming down the hill. Wildridge now sliding. He holds on to it. They're all trying every single way they can to try to get past each other here. Finding a bit of dirt, sliding around. That slows them down, builds the pack up. Everybody gets racing again as Wildridge looks to the outside. He's going to slide again. He'll be off. He touched the grass on the run to the kink. Finds himself a long way out there. Won't want to rejoin straight away or through some bumps. You can see the way that the front splitter picked that up. You'll have to be careful of the tyres through the final complex. Unfortunate for him because he was doing a fantastic job in that Escort to battle these bigger cars as we come to the closing stage of this opening race for improved production here at One Raceway. Of course, huge thanks to Crisis Transport and Logistics for their support of improved production in 2025. It's how we get these pictures to you, thanks to the support of great partners. So make sure that if you need to get things moved around, you pick up the phone and give Rod and the team a call as Burks and Jagger continue fighting. It looks like Burks has been able to make the move as he slides it through turn 1. So he must have got the run onto the straight from Jagger there. We'll have to look back through the footage and find out exactly what happened. Jagger got a bad run onto the straight and Burks was able to capitalise. And he slid around the outside there. Now he'll get the head down and try to run away. So third place has changed. Second place in under 2 litre. That was a huge move through 1. He was definitely committed to the inside line and making it work. You get one opportunity and sometimes you just have to take it here in improved production. As Burks continues to work his way now away, Jagger will need to try to get him back up there. They're about 7 seconds behind McCready, who has opened up the gap for the category lead. Hazelton continues to lead this race in the dying stages, so one for the RX-7 Rotary fans to be able to bring home a victory. If he can hold on to it for the final 2 laps, or 2 minutes, which will probably be 2 to 3 laps depending on when we get the last lap board. Just past 4 p.m. local time, and look at Burke sliding that thing down through 1 and 2. Some fantastic racing through the field here today. If you can get down to Goulburn, get out to One Raceway, it's free entry this weekend. You'll be rewarded with a huge day. Oh, Burke's massive understeer in the middle of turn 4. That's going to allow the inside to Jagger. He shows the nose and gets there. And Jagger takes the position away. They're going to run side by side down the hill. I think the lap traffic there, just Burks wasn't exactly sure where it was going to go, and he understeered through 4. Could not pull the car up. And that allowed Jagger to take that position back. Incredible racing from the pair of them. And Jagger didn't even make contact making that move to the inside. So Burke's very aware that Jagger was right there, and now he has it all to do again with a minute left in the race. I think he's just going to have to wait and hope for a big moment for Jagger, but unfortunate there for Burks to lose out. Down onto the main straight they go. Last lap board is out. So Hazelton with 1 more to bring it home. There's the black car just exiting shot. As these two come down through 1 and 2. Burks is going to try to make it work around the outside. There's traffic playing here. Burks is hugely wide. He's going to go through the grass. He tried to pick up the throttle and just hope that it would stick, and it did not work for him. So Jagger should be able to breathe easy now as they work their way through the traffic. Mayan ready there, getting to the outside and just letting him go through. As we come around on the last lap, and it's going to be this car, the RX-7, 1 for the Rotaries. We've got a yellow flag down through the final section of the circuit. And Hazelton from second place on the grid. It's Larmore trying to get it home. But Hazelton round the final corner. This is a change at the front of improved production. And the RX-7 is going to strike first blood for season 2025 and take it home. Hazelton records the victory. Second place will go to McCready. And we go back through the field here and see Engel coming under pressure for 5th place in the race. He's going to come down to the line and make it work. So did not lose out there in the end. What a fantastic piece of racing from the whole field here this weekend so far today at One Raceway. 2 more races to come tomorrow. It looked like a little bit of smoke from Lenthal's car as he comes across the line in 10th place, a little bit further down the field than where he started this race. So some work to do for the defending champion overnight. We see the rest of the field coming across the line. Of course, Crisis Transport and Logistics bringing you all of the improved production racing this weekend. Larmore stranded in the input to the final corner. We go around with Mark in the Clio. Got sucked up into that battle eventually once they stopped climbing all over each other so much. And he's going to bring it home across the line for what is 14th place on the road. And we've got a slowing Commodore as well. So a few cars taking the hot temperatures running out of momentum here at the end of the race at One Raceway for improved production. A great opening race to start the season here. Make sure to check out all their racing from races 2 and 3 tomorrow right here on Blendline TV. No doubt if that race 1 was anything to go by, it's going to be absolutely fantastic tomorrow now that the guys have had a chance to see it all under racing conditions. So keep an eye out here on Blendline TV. Thanks to Crisis Transport and Logistics for their support of improved production, as well as all of the other partners of improved production in New South Wales. The category behind the scenes puts in a lot of effort to present these cars and get them out there for you to see. So make sure to check out their Facebook page, website and YouTube channel for heaps more content that you can watch. We'll be back tomorrow here on Blendline as the circuit closes at One Raceway on a fantastic day. Huge thanks to One Raceway for all of their support of this round as well. They're trying to bring motorsport back in this region, and it is back, no doubt, this year. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more racing. Make sure to keep an eye out on Blendline TV. Until then, thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
Since being the first to make wipers over a century ago, Trico has protected drivers in all kinds of weather. Torrential downpours, gale force winds, wintry blasts, even when it's raining cats and dogs. Hey, who came up with that phrase anyway? Just imagine if it actually started... Alright. No matter what the conditions, Trico wipers maintain maximum windshield contact for safe, clear driving visibility, even in the harshest weather metaphors.